2020. Calling the meeting to order. Roll call. Bob Sheehan.
Here.
Elaine Camus.
Here.
Rob Chauvin. Jason Smeagol. Jim Tromke here.
Rob, you're on mute.
I'm here.
Hey, Rob. Okay. First order of business. Do we have any minutes?
November 9th minutes.
Okay, has everybody had a chance to review them?
Yes. I'd like to amend one part of them, if I could. Second page, old business, A&R Harris Street. Opening statement, the board reviewed an A&R from Heather Labonte to split one lot into three. That is not necessarily what we did. Ms. Labonte modified two two existing lots. Three new lots were not
created.
Done. Right. So.
Okay. That's a motion to amend?
I will make that motion to amend the minutes.
We have a second? Jason seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Bob?
Aye.
Bill?
Now, this question, is this to just vote on amending minutes and we're going to vote on approving the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Aye.
Rob?
Hi.
Jason? Jim? Aye. That motion carries. Now we need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended for the Monday, November 9th, 2020 meeting.
We have a second?
I'll second.
Jason seconds. Any discussion? All in favor? Bob?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Rob?
Hi.
Jason?
Aye.
Jim's and I. Motion carries. Okay. New A&R Fred Rule. Is there anybody online to represent the Fred Rule A&R? Fred Rule Road. I'll ask again, is there anybody online representing the A&R for Fred Rule Road? Okay, well, come back to that. Maybe someone will come online a little bit later. Next order of business.
Speaker on. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, this is Daniel Massey.
Oh, hi,
8
Dan.
Federal Road. How you doing?
Yep, good. All right, we have some questions. And it pertains to the east. I'm just rolling the plans out now, Dan. Okay. The question the board had was the little rectangular area that's in the easement.
Right.
That's part of the change, correct?
Right. That's one small parcel, and then the other two parcels. It's all gonna be one parcel.
Okay, does anybody have any questions on that now that he clarified?
So does this justify 3 changes? In other words, the fee for 3?
Yes.
Okay.
There'll be 3 changes on the Office of Deeds. Which means, Dan, you're short $125, unfortunately.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any other questions for Dan while we've got him online here? Lil, are you clear with everything now? Comfortable?
Yes.
All right, then I'll ask for a motion to approve the A&R.
I'll make
Okay.
a motion to approve the A&R for Daniel R. Massey and Kathleen Massey, Fred Rule Road.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Jason seconds. Any other discussion?
Jim, the only discussion would be that we're gonna need our stamp to stamp the plans in the Mylar saying, you know, whatever it typically says, such as like the planning board endorsement under the subdivision control law should be not construed as either an endorsement. No, not that one. You know, the one that talks about the buildability of the lot.
Not approving it as a building lot with the property line changes.
Okay, if you're okay with that, I have no problem.
I'll stamp it on the plans before we approve it.
Okay. Easy enough.
Okay. All those in favor? Bob?
Aye.
Lillian?
Aye.
Rob?
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
Jim's aye. Motion passes. So Dan, we'll get these, Jason and I are at the, are on premise at the library for the meeting. We will sign them. Kathy will pick them up, and then, when the other members go down to town hall to sign them, Kathy will contact you to come pick them up. And when you do that, if you could bring the other 125, you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank
you're all
you.
set.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, now we got some Steve and site plan review for a new building. So I don't know if Steve's online here.
Yes, I'm online.
Hi, Steve. Okay, so what Steve bought?
Jim,
Yes.
just a point of order. We've got another A&R before Steve on Forge
Right.
Pond Road.
Sorry about that. I was skipping the other one to go to that one too. Okay.
Just so we can take care of this one quickly.
Just checking to see if
Forge
you're paying
Pond
attention.
Road. Oh, okay. I passed.
Okay, you passed. A&R
you.
Forge Pond.
I'm here. This is Christina Boschman, if you need any questions or whatever.
Has everybody reviewed the plan?
Bob Sheehan has.
Bill has.
Rob has. I have.
Okay, I looked at it this afternoon briefly. Can the applicant walk us through what you're doing here? Just so I'm clear.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep, very good. I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So my name is Christina Boschman. Me and my husband are working to try to purchase the estate at 75 Forge Pond from Margaret Boschman's estate. And we need to, in order to do that, do a new septic system for the property. And the best place to put it is in that section, I guess you would call it, or in that piece, which is on the border of this property and Steve Polchapek's property. So we're working with him to try and acquire that piece that's marked parcel 1A on the form for that purpose.
Jim, just a real quick question. Should not Steve Polchapek be the one bringing this in?
We went through this once before. And I'm trying to remember
If I'm not mistaken, the one you're talking about that we went through before was up on Carver Street. And we found out that we really didn't need the other person to bring it forward, that we were okay with the people such as what the Boschmans are doing right now. That was for a driveway. There was something with a driveway, and the property line was changed to include part of the driveway. So.
Correct, and there was precedent set that we had done it before without the other owner in place. We're approving that it can happen, but we're not actually doing the purchase and sale or the registering of it. So they would need a piece
right
in order to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. So okay. Thanks for refreshing my
Okay.
memory, Bob.
Sure. Just seeing if you're paying attention, Jim.
Okay, so do we have a motion to approve? Like everything's in order.
I'll make a motion to approve the A&R for Forge Pond Road, number 75 Forge Pond Road for the Boschman family, to include parcel 1A.
We have a second. Jason seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Lillian?
Aye.
Rob?
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
Jim's and I. Motion carries. Again, to the Boschman family, Jason and I will sign it. It'll be down at Town Hall for the other members to come down and sign. And you have a check here, so Kathy will call you when you can come pick it up, and you'll be all set.
Okay, perfect.
All right?
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, you're welcome. Good luck. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, now we can move on to Steve Marion site plan review. So,
Jim, this is Bob Sheehan, I'm going to recuse myself. I have worked for Mr. Marion or with Mr. Marion on this site.
okay, Bob.
Thank you.
So noted. Okay. So this is the former Bill Porter property. Actually, Steve, you're on, but why don't you bring the board up to what you're trying to do here instead of me doing it for you?
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I bought this property in the beginning of the year. And for some of you may recall, we actually went to planning board. Myself and Mr. Porter went to planning board to separate this when the town had agreed to do commercial estate lots. So we separated the property, and this site plan approval for the building that I'm looking to do, a commercial building, is to be in this estate lot, which is located behind the existing building that I own on 121 West State Street. So right now I'm going through all the process with the town here, trying to get approval to build an additional building in the back on the commercial estate lot for my to run my company out of, for storage, my equipment and everything.
Okay, because this is just preliminary discussion on this.
Yep.
The abutters list has not gone out as far as I know. So with that being said, so
I'm gonna have to recuse myself from this as I'm in a butter to Mr. Marion's property here.
And who's this?
Jason's going to recuse himself from this because he's an
Okay.
abutter.
Okay, so you're recusing yourself from the discussion too, Jason?
Yes, he is. And Lillian and Rob will make a determination later whether or not either Jason or Bob, or both may have to vote based on necessity. We'll determine that later. But for the meantime, for this decision, that they can both stay recused.
Okay.
And also, this is Steve Marion talking here. I just wanted to, clarify, obviously this is the unofficial portion of it that I'm just presenting you guys with the plans, and I realize we still have to do the abutters list. I think the biggest portion of this meeting today is to just determine if there's anything else that's going to stand out that you guys want addressed. So then when we do have the next meeting that I can get into with you guys, that I have everything kind of, set. So I didn't know if there's a way of, from the plans now, if there's anything you guys see as an issue that I can make sure I have it addressed by the next meeting, or if you guys think it's straightforward. I know you guys can't make a decision today, but that's essentially why I'm before you guys today.
Well, I'll start off by saying it looks like you have everything here that would be, but Steve, this is a hearing, and the abutters have until they've been noticed, and we can't if they have any concerns or that we may not have to address. But as far as I can see,
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Yeah, are you shuffling papers or something at the same time?
Yeah, I am. I apologize. So what I was saying, Lillian, and everybody, was that it appears to me that everything that we need is here. The idea that, because the abutters they haven't been notified. If they participate in the hearing and they have, if they take issue with something, that the board may or may not address any concerns. So other than that, Steve, I don't see anything here that,
I have some questions.
okay.
Um, It doesn't show any parking spaces.
Sure, correct. Yeah, we didn't list the parking spaces. This is not gonna be paved. It's just gonna be a gravel, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the parking lot that I have there now for the other building.
Mhm.
I didn't indicate them on there. I guess I was myself, and when I was doing the plan with the surveyor, we were just assuming that it was straightforward in terms of the parking around the building. I mean, I could certainly add that if it's necessary, but I didn't catch that it would be something necessary at this point. But so are you guys indicating that generally speaking, this shows the driveway and the perimeter around the building, that's going to be all gravel. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to store, stuff in the building, but at times, certainly there'll be a vehicle parked outside. So, I mean, I guess that is a question: is should I, on my site plan, be listing like amount of cars I can park or a line across where, I mean, I guess we could all look at that print, and even though it doesn't say it, we could assume that the vehicles would park around the building. But certainly, if you want me to do something else, I can.
Steve,
I
is
think
this for private use, for your own
Yes.
personal
Yep,
use in your
currently,
own?
I run my plumbing shop out of the front building, but we're just with my trucks and storage. I need a larger space. And then the front building is currently obviously rental, and I'm just gonna continue renting that space out in my own building in the back.
So it's going to be for private use then?
Yes.
And it would be a change of use if it ever becomes a commercial use, or somebody else would be using it, and Steve would be collecting rent or whatever.
Then he'd have to come in for a use change.
Okay, and water and sewer on this?
No, at this point, it's not. It's just dry storage.
So you won't have any water in there?
No. Not at this point. If I did, I guess I'd end up obviously applying for separate permits and usage on that. But at this point, no. And then I had a question in terms of, obviously this is classified as a commercial estate lot. Now, even though it's self-use, I'm running my business, or I'm parking my equipment in there. This would still be classified as a commercial lot, correct?
Yeah, it's classified that based on zoning, not based on this hearing. We're just discussing site plan, and because it's private use, there's no concern about where's the handicap parking, where's the public parking, that sort of thing. That's a non-discussion. Now, if at some point turn this into something different, a different use other than private, then you'd have to come back to the board for another site plan review.
Sure.
It'd be no different than if it'd be like your other building. Let's say somebody wanted to put a pizza shop in, then you'd have to come back for a site plan review for it. I'm just using that as an example for different use.
For a different use than it is now. Right now, it's zoned general business.
Right.
Okay. So if I decide, whatever, 10 years from now, I no longer need that much space and I want to rent it out, you're saying then I would just have to come to get permission through planning board to now make it that I can have someone else's business in there.
We need to know what type of business it is, and based on that, where the parking would be, what kind of parking would they require, so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Now, without listing parking on this now, again, if I have my own vehicles parked out there, that doesn't restrict me because I'm not indicating it now, correct? Like it's
correct.
I just want to make sure.
Now, will your final plans include a color of your building or whatever?
Excuse me, I missed you there. What was that?
Will your final plans include what color your building is going to be?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a metal building, right?
sure, yeah, it's gonna be a metal building. It's actually gonna be, I can tell you now, it's gonna be tan, just like the building that's up front there. I'm trying to blend it all the same.
Okay, because that's one of the other requirements, that it has to blend in with the surroundings there.
Yep, it's
Yep.
gonna be the same as the front building, and it's also gonna be behind that front building.
Mhm.
So,
But you'll still be able to see it from the road.
yeah, from the sides of it, yeah, certainly.
Steve, maybe you could bring in a swatch, just in case somebody wants to see exactly what it is at the hearing. A swatch of the color.
Well, the
Sure.
hearing isn't going to be in person.
Pardon me?
The hearing is not going to be in person. You'd have to leave a swatch with
You'd leave it with,
Kathy.
yeah, you'd have to leave it with Kathy, yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, like you said, I'm trying to keep blended to be the same as the building there now. So, but yes, I can certainly, or I could, you know, indicate what
Yeah,
the
just-
color is if anyone wanted to look it up.
Um,
Whatever's easier for you guys.
would there be anything else that any board member would like to see before the hearing's set up?
Well, I assume once we get the full set of plans and everything, the other conservation, fire and all that's going to have to chime in, right?
So I'm set up with a conservation meeting on the 8th. We submitted the A&R and the plans to them. Did you guys get, I know I was a little late with getting the actual building plans. Did you guys get a copy of the building plans today?
Yes, I
Yes.
got them in front of me.
Okay, so are you looking for different plans beyond what I provided today?
No. How many plans did you provide to Kathy, Steve?
I gave her a site plan, 8 copies of the site plan on Friday, and then I provided 8 copies of the building plan today.
How many copies? A plan or 8
8.
plans?
8.
Okay.
8 copies. I think, so the building plan today had 3 pages per 8, if that clarifies.
Yeah, we've got enough to circulate, but
Yeah,
the
through
other
the
board.
surrounding departments. Yes.
Right, they have, I believe it's 30 days to respond from receiving that plans as to if they have any objections or not.
Any other questions or concerns from the board at this time?
No, Rob's all
Okay.
set.
You all set, Lil, for now?
I'm all set for now.
As am I. Thank you, Steve. You have any other questions, board?
Yeah, I do. Just to clarify, short of providing you guys with the color of the building, and obviously we need to notify the abutters for the next meeting. Is there anything else you guys want me to provide you guys, so I'm prepared for that meeting? I realize that we can't foresee what's going to be brought up until if any abutters show up to question it. But I just want to make sure that I have it all for you. Or is it right now, can I only assume that you just want to know what the color is?
I think that's correct at this point, Steve.
Okay. And the only other item, I just want to make sure I get an understanding when I was talking with Ms. Leonard today. From this meeting, someone will then provide something that can, so that it can be put out publicly for abutters.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I understand the next step before it goes out to the paper.
The next step is, Kathy, actually, I'm sorry. Our consultant will send a letter to Kathy to post.
Okay. That was the clarification I just wanted. She had mentioned something around that to me earlier today, and I just want to make sure I understood that correctly. So I
Yep.
think,
So they'll get posted. 2 weeks prior to the meeting, I believe. Is that correct, Will?
That's
It's
correct.
at least, okay, Ken's got it. It's correct.
And then,
and you said it has to be 30 days before the next meeting, or did I understand that correct? Or is it just the 2 weeks you're saying? I heard someone
No.
say something about 30 days.
The departments have 30 days to respond to us before we make our decision.
Understood. Thank you.
Does that help?
Yep. No, now I understand what you're saying. Yep.
okay.
Well, that's all I had. I appreciate you guys' time for it. It gives me a better understanding, and I guess we'll take it from there for the next meeting.
Okay. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thanks.
Ken,
Yes.
you're going to provide Kathy with a notice?
Yeah, I can do that. I've done it in the past.
Yep. Yeah, he asked that you do that, and I spoke with her
Okay.
the other day. We have anything else? Any open items, Will?
I think we have all of two, and I think we can close them out right now. The first one is to ask Kathy to contact somebody for the A&R on Fred Rue Road, and that was taken care of. And the other is for all the members to contact Kathy to set up a time to sign the A&R for Harris Street. And that's done.
I think
That's it.
that's all. Okay. Bob, you back online?
Yes, I am.
I thought I heard you come back on.
Yeah.
Our next meeting is December 14th, normally scheduled.
Unless somebody, I don't see why not.
Oh, wait a minute. 2 weeks would be December 7th.
More than likely, this will be on not your next meeting. Just because even if I turn it around tomorrow, it needs to be posted at least 2 weeks prior to
The meeting.
the meeting. So it would need to, because you meet on Mondays, it would need to be out. And I don't know which newspaper Kathy uses. Yeah, because normally I just provide Kathy the public notice and she'll post accordingly. But this, if you were to have a meeting on the 21st,
No.
this would be posted accordingly, but it won't be posted appropriately if you were to meet on the 7th.
No, but you know what? Let's get it posted and I recommend we have the meeting sometime between, well, as soon as we can. So we're not in the Christmas week, if at all possible.
So if anything, then you could, so it would need to be posted if you had a meeting on December 14th. So that wouldn't be your usual meeting time.
Well,
This would be posted in accordance with the appropriate public notice requirement.
yeah, we could do it any day that week. It wouldn't have to be on Monday if we had
So
to.
yeah, if the board wants to choose what date that is, we'll have to just put it on the notice.
Does anybody have a preference?
Not me.
Not me.
Okay, so 1 week. I'll work it out with Kathy and have Kathy get back to us on it based on when she finally gets, because there's some holidays in there and they're treated, I don't know if that'll fall into the 4-day problem with post. So just, if you provide Kathy with the notice, I'll talk to Kathy about when to post it.
Okay, sounds good.
You know,
Nobody
another
has
thing you could run up against as well is publishing deadlines due to the holidays too, meaning the newspapers.
That is very true too. I totally forgot about that. But the thing is, if I turn it around tomorrow, presumably, I usually give an extra day that could be posted for Friday. If you were to meet on the 14th, but you get a little bit more time if you were to meet for later in that week. But I'll as soon as we get off the phone call, I'll prepare the notice and Kathy can figure out from there, and between you and Kathy can appropriately figure out in accordance that it would be posted 14 days prior to the meeting, whatever date that is.
Okay, sounds good. Does anybody have?
Jim, if you asked, does anybody have anything else? I do not. You kind of broke up at the end of that question.
If nobody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Bob?
Aye.
Lillian?
Aye.
Rob?
Aye.
Jason?
Aye.
Jim's and I. Meeting is adjourned.